Hey everyone, welcome. And this is Lisa Adams and Brittany Palladino from the BIMA Network. We are here today to talk to you some more about goal setting, long-term and short-term goals for your ministry and your business. So Britt, you want to kick us off on some of the ideas that we were just talking about before we hit record?
Absolutely. So along with the long-term goals, the short-term goals kind of help you get the long-term goal done. So this race is really comprised of sprints and marathons at the same time.
Oh,
So
completely.
how are you going to do that? And a lot of it has to do with the process. What process am I going to employ that ensures me that the long-term goal will get met? And I
Right,
think you and I talked about using the analogy we used before about I want to grow my ministry by 30% by the end of the year.
right.
Okay, well, what short-term goals are going to help me ensure that that will actually happen? And what's the process to make sure that I follow through
Yeah,
on those short-term goals? Because really, the battle of the long-term goal is really lost on the short-term goals not
yes.
being fulfilled.
Exactly, exactly. And with those short-term goals, it's kind of digging into the process and the timing on each of those to be specific. So it really is backing into from that annual to that quarterly to the monthly to the weekly, right? Even the daily. What's one thing I'm going to accomplish today? What are 2 or 3 things I need to get accomplished this week? Right. But also taking that time, Brett, right, that we were talking earlier, as far as being able to stop the, being on the treadmill, right? When we're just so busy trying to keep up with the actual work of the ministry or the business. And we don't stop enough to plan, to really do that backing in and setting those goals so that we can actually achieve the longer, the bigger term, the bigger priorities. So sometimes we have to kind of pause on those interruptions maybe and to really focus on the daily, the weekly, and kind of getting into a schedule, right?
Absolutely. So short-term goals are going to employ your schedule and
Mm,
the process by which you're going to achieve them. So for instance, long-term goal is growing the ministry of the business by 30%.
yeah,
Short-term goal is, I'm going to increase my newsletter readership by 30% this quarter. Okay, how are you going to do that?
exactly.
Well, you need more subscribers. Okay, I need more subscribers. How am I going to come up with more subscribers? Well, I need to produce more blog content. I need to produce more social media. Okay, great. So here comes the process. How are we going to do that? How am I going to make sure that those short-term goals are met? What am I going to do to make them? It's like coming up with the strategy, right? So I guess you could
Mhm.
say process and strategy would be the same thing.
Yeah.
Because if you can't assign time to
Hmm.
make sure you hit these short-term goals, you have to ask yourself, is the long-term goal really that important then?
True. Right. Right. So kind of really backing into it. If we're not making the time on a daily, weekly basis for that larger, longer term goal, then is it really a goal?
Is it
Is it really
really a goal
something?
at all? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I really is this
Yeah.
really something we want to focus on this year?
Right.
Is there something else then? So you really have to kind of reevaluate things. But you and I both know, with all good intentions, if there's not a process that we're willing to stick to, then we're just blown about by every whim that comes across our desk. Am I right?
Oh, totally. And that's why I'm laughing so hard, because Britt and I kind of balance each other off a bit, right?
Yes.
When one of us gets overwhelmed, the other one brings us back, and vice versa. And so we help each other on a constant basis. Even just yesterday, I was saying to her, I'm overwhelmed. My to-do list is gigantic. What do I need to focus in on this week? And so it's just so helpful to be able to have people on your team, right? To
Yes.
work with you through those. But to be able to get into a schedule too, we've talked about this a bit ourselves on a regular basis of, okay, so Monday, I would like to make this a kind of a meeting day or administrative day. Tuesday's a great writing day. Thursday's a day where I'm doing, or Wednesday's a day where I'm doing trainings with clients. Thursday's another great writing or social media posting kind of day, and or coaching or working with direct clients on a regular basis, getting ready for a class that Thursday night that you're prepping, right? And Friday might be kind of an off day, or just a couple hours. For me, it's a couple hours in the morning and then then I kind of take the rest of the day off because I need time with my family. So being able to build yourself into kind of a routine and a schedule really helps with maintaining those short-term and long-term goals, right?
Right. And that means, you're going to have to filter all the other things through that list. I know for me,
Mhm.
what really helps me fulfill my short term goals is to keep a calendar. I sit down with my calendar and I write in, what do I
Mhm.
need to do on Monday? How much time is that going to take? And I'm really
Yes,
blocking out that time. Why
exactly.
do I do that? Because when somebody else or something else wants to impress upon the time, I can look at the calendar and say, is it really realistic that I could do this on Tuesday? No, it's not going to work for me.
Right.
Or yes, it will work for me. These are the decisions that you have to make, when you employ a process about what kind of distractions or what kind of other things can I allow and still be
Right.
able to hit my short term and obviously my long term goals. I think as executive directors, as directors, as people who are leading a team, it also shows good leadership to
Mhm.
have good control of the process. I can't really tell you and teach you how important a process is if I'm not willing to follow it myself.
Bingo. 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 So fantastic thoughts today. We hope that this has been helpful for all of you out there running your ministries, your businesses, launching your ministries, launching your businesses, to be able to build into a process, focusing in on those long-term and short-term goals, and even those day-to-day, really short-term goals. So we really hope that this has been helpful. You need any other insights from Britt and I, please come check us out over at BIMA Network. We'd love to hear from you.
Have a great day.